Hello everybody, my name is Taurea Vision Avant, and we are back again. So excited to have you guys here. We're having discussions with the authors of Multiple Stream of Income, the second edition, because living off of one paycheck isn't working anymore. And you know what, I can tell you this, I'm so excited about the launch of this book. I'm excited about what's going to take place as a result of this book, because we truly do have entrepreneurs from all different walks of life, all different kinds of backgrounds, different certifications, different accreditations, all types of great things, and they're a part of this book. And what I love about it is that the fact that we can come together and be able to show individuals like yourself ways of how you can make money. You know, if it's one thing I heard a lot, you know, through my years and experiences of being an entrepreneur, is a lot of people just didn't know what was out there, and come to find out it's so many ways that we can actually make some income. And so today we have an incredible woman who is just doing some major things. She's a doctor, and so her name is Dr. Nicole Swiner, but her industry is actually different than what her primary source of income is. She is also an author. And so I would love for her to just first of all introduce herself to everybody that's actually watching in on this video. So Dr. Swiner, darling, introduce yourself. Tell us all about the great things you are.
Hello, Miss Vision Avant. Thank you for having me, and I'm honored to be part of your team, your squad, your tribe, your book, your whatever. I'm just glad to be in the number of folks affiliated with you. So hello, everybody. I am Dr. Nicole Swiner, aka DocSwiner. And as Miss Avant noted, I am primarily a full-time family doc. I'm here in Durham, North Carolina, and I see patients of all shapes, sizes, ages, varieties, taking care of people from the cradle to the grave. So that's my bread and butter. And I've been doing that for almost a decade now, interestingly. It just, came to me, I'm getting old, but I've been doing that for a while. And, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have 2 toddlers at home. So, the rip and running, the grind of being, everything to all people and trying to take care of folks at work and in the family and at home, is stressful. So as a family doctor, I talk to women like me, men as well, dealing with stressors of balancing everything. I talk to those folks every day about how it affects their medical, mental health, physical health, etc. So a couple of years ago, when I had my first child, actually, as I was pregnant with my first child, I found out that my clinic here, that has 4 providers in it, we were officially or initially owned by a hospital system. And then, 2 years after I joined, very quickly learned that they were going to be closing our practice. So, I went to medical school. I didn't go to business school. I wasn't necessarily wanting to be an entrepreneur, wanting to be a business owner, but the Lord works in mysterious ways, and sometimes you get thrown into situations, right? Mm-hmm. So ended up, we stayed together as a practice, but became a private practice, an independent practice. So had to learn the ropes of what it is to run a business, because none of us had a business degree. But thankfully, we were able to connect with a good management group, some folks who did have business sense and could help us run the practice. And we've been in private practice now for this year, I think makes 7 years. Wow. So kind of was thrown into the entrepreneurial role, even before, did the writing and did the author speaker stuff. But then after 2 to 3 years, of learning the ropes of the business, I was no longer afraid. We went through the trenches with that. Everything was thrown at us. I mean, legal stuff, financial stuff, we made it. So I said, well, if I can make it through that, and remain afloat, then I can do anything that I put my mind to. And it's interesting because, you go to grad school, you go to medical school, which is a beast within itself, but being an entrepreneur and owning your own business is a whole nother animal. And I know Vision Avant knows about this, and all of you all know about that too. Once you do it, and once you succeed, and once you have folks around you that support you, you say, you know what, if I have a dream, if I have a passion to do something else, to start another business, why not? What do you have to lose? So the author gig came from really trying to promote the practice. I was writing about medical things, mental health things, women's health, minority health, in blogs and newspapers, churches, whoever would have me come and talk about what I was talking about, and became passionate about the Superwoman complex as a whole. I said, I've written a lot of stuff. I have a lot of content. Why not put it into a book? I met the beautiful Taurea Avant in Atlanta at a conference, and she inspired me to keep it going, get out there in social media, expand my horizons, not continuing to not be afraid. And we've had a second book, and we've continued to speak. And so I am really, really excited about being in the number of particularly Black female entrepreneurs who are doing their thing and banding together and sharing our talents with each other.
I love it. And, I definitely have seen how the book has allowed you the opportunity to speak in front of, so many different organizations, which I think is just absolutely awesome. One thing I'm always talking about, first of all, my passion about book writing is everything. And it's funny, too, because I was actually at a restaurant yesterday. And so, I'm the queen of bringing my book in. And don't let me sit beside someone and they look at it. You want to buy it?
That's right.
I'll sell it right on the spot. And that's what I did. And so long story short, he was like, well, what are you? And I said, I don't really classify myself necessarily as an author. I just am an entrepreneur that uses the fact that I'm an author as a leverage tool. And so I know that's what you have been able to do as well. Now, my thing is this, because I already know how a lot of people think. They're going to say, well, you know what? She's a doctor. So she's already got, people that are following her. She's already got, credibility in the marketplace. And so, people are just going to automatically want to support her because of that. And so has that been the case for you, DocSwiner?
In some cases, it has been a blessing to already have that quote unquote follow, that patient base that I've always had. And, I've been blessed to be invited to a couple of things in my community. So people kind of know, or knew who I was even before the books. But it's a whole different, like I said, when you are in business for yourself, pushing your own product, pushing yourself as the product, it's a whole nother beast. So getting out there on social media was a must. Going to conferences and meeting like-minded people was a must. It definitely helped to have the degree. But I definitely, since writing the book, since meeting more folks, since joining forces with other people, that's what's made it easier to spread my brand, to get my foot in the door into different speaking events, different things going on. So, in some ways it helped, but it didn't do all the work. I had to put forth the work to make it, where I am.
Love it. And one of the things also that I know about you is that with the fact that you have the book, it actually opened up another opportunity for you to start basically a publishing company where you're helping other people to publish their book. And that's actually what happened with me too, because I don't have a publishing company, but I teach people about writing books. But it just opened the door. And so tell us a little bit about, if somebody's like, I got this book in me, which I know you hear that all the time. When you tell somebody you're an author, that's the first thing, I got a book in me too. And so when somebody is looking to get that book done, what is the first thing that you would recommend if they were to come to you? Because we definitely want those individuals who are watching this training and wanting to learn more, or this video and wanting to learn more about being in this industry of being an author and even a speaker. What is the first thing that you would give them as far as advice on getting that book started?
So you're right. So we started Swiner Publishing Company really more to just kind of take care of the books that I was publishing on my own, and I needed to have a name, and so that's the name we picked. Little did I know that shortly after that, my friends and my colleagues were going to start coming, and just like you said, oh, I always wanted to write this book, or I started writing when I was in college and never finished it. And so I really am more of a consultant and a hand holder. I'm your cheerleader, right? Because a lot of us know, or a lot of us know at least some amount or some effort that it has to be put forth to write a book, to publish a book, to self-publish. But we don't have the motivation to see it from A to Z, from start to finish. So I'm really your pusher. I'm like, you know what to do. You have to write. These are the steps that I followed. You could do a different path, but I'm here to move you along so that you can do it. And my husband, thankfully, has marketing and graphic design background and works from home. So the two of us together help you to start your process and finish it. And like the beautiful Miss Vision Avant does here, we all are kind of in the mode of helping people realize their dream. And if your dream is to publish a book and to have an electronic or Kindle, whatever, we can help you kind of move forward with that and connect you with people like Vision Avant, like other folks who have pieces that we can all put together and make your dream come true. So that's what we do.
All right, guys. So look, we are having a great time with DocSwiner today on our interview. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to cut to a very quick commercial so you can learn more about the Multiple Streams of Income workshop that's going to be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. You got to get your tickets. You do not want to miss this event. All right. Well, let me ask you this now in regards to the industry that you'll be representing in the book. Let's say, I know that you had a reason why you came up with your book and things like that. Do you feel like that you had always had this in you? Was it something that you always wanted to do, and maybe just like you said, you were kind of pushed into being an entrepreneur? Or do you find that it was maybe a specific reason behind why you got in your industry?
Yes. So you mean the medical field or the writing, the speaking, the stuff that I've branched off?
Mm-hmm.
I think I always had a little bit of that writer in me. I can go back to when I was in middle school and high school and find some of the journals and the diaries that I wrote in. I pretended to be a poet sometimes. They were horrible. They were horrible rhyming, or a rapper. I don't know what I thought I was. But I've been writing getting my emotions out in some way. But no, I had no idea that eventually I would put it into an actual form and try to make money and try to make a career out of it. No, I had no idea. So I was encouraged and pushed into this. Like I said, it was necessary. It was a labor of necessity because I had to have some way to increase my patient load. Once you become a private practice or an independent doctor, you don't have that hospital representing you and promoting you and advertising. You have to do it yourself. So I got back into writing as a way to advertise for patients to come and see me. And then once I started sharing it, particularly on social media, once I started sharing the information, people enjoyed it. They liked that I tried to keep things in very plain English and, tried to interpret medicine in an easy way, that they started to encourage me. And, I don't know where it came. I guess you always have that spark in there. And then the Lord, people around you, your circumstances in some way find a way to enhance that and you make it happen.
I love it. Thank you so much. Now, for anybody who's watching the video and they would like to get in contact with you, of course, we do have the book that is coming out the first half of 2017. But if they want to get in touch with you before then, right, where would they need to go? What would be the easiest way to contact you?
I'm DocSwiner everywhere. So DocSwiner. I learned that from Vision Avant, being consistent.
Yes.
So I'm DocSwiner on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, LinkedIn. So DocSwiner everywhere. DocSwiner.com is my main hub, my website. So
awesome.
Hire me, contact me.
Yes, please contact DocSwiner. And if there's anything else you would like to leave, some last and parting words for all of our viewers, what would you like to say?
Jump out there. Do it afraid was my theme for 2016. Do it afraid. There's never the perfect time. There's never the perfect circumstances. There's never going to be that perfect amount of money in the bank account to jump out there. If you have a dream, life is short. It's a horribly morbid time sometimes, it feels like, that we live in. Why not try it? If you have that dream, if you have that goal that you've always wanted to attain and you think it's impossible, jump out there and try it. Don't wait for some perfect time, because that time may never come. Try it. You never know. You might succeed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole Swiner, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. We're so excited about the launch of Multiple Streams of Income, the second edition, because living off of one paycheck isn't working anymore. Now, in the imperfect way of how we say living off one paycheck ain't working anymore, right? It's too many ways out here to make this money, y'all. And so what I encourage you guys is make sure that you do get in contact with all of our authors, find out more about what they do. You know, you just heard from a woman who's a wife, she is a mother, she is a doctor, she is an author, she is a speaker, she is a publisher. I mean, what else do we need to go down the list? A sister, a friend, and she's not making
a child of God.
A child of God, number one, praise Jesus, yes. And she's not making excuses for any situation. And so at the end of the day, like she said, it'll never be a perfect time, but honestly, the best way to get yourself in anything is find someone that you can call your champion, somebody that can help you, and that's what this book is all about. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in to this video. We're going to have another one of our authors that you're going to get a chance to meet, and we will see you on the next video. Deuces.
Bye.